Hello, my name is Dave Hansen. I'm the campaign manager for the Johnson for Governor campaign. My staff and I are often asked the question, can Jonathan win this election against Governor Herbert? My answer is always, not only can he win, he will win.
Admittedly, challenging an incumbent is never an easy task, but beating one is definitely not impossible, especially in Utah. In fact, Utah has a history of replacing incumbents with qualified challengers. Back in 2004, GOP convention delegates ousted incumbent Governor Olene Walker, who finished 4th in the state convention polling. In 2008, GOP convention delegates barely sent 6-term incumbent Representative Chris Cannon to a primary where voters ousted him and elected now Representative Jason Chaffetz. Back in 2010, most recently, 3-term incumbent Senator Bob Bennett was ousted at convention when he finished 3rd behind now Senator Mike Lee and Tim Bridgewater. I believe 2016 will be another such year.
Jonathan has assembled a team with all the necessary experience and knowledge to make our efforts a reality. Dave Hansen, our campaign manager, has 40+ years in Utah campaigning and politics. Our dedicated staff and volunteers have traveled the state for months talking with voters about the issues that matter to them. I can attest that Utahns love Jonathan's business perspective, conservative outlook, and most of all, his straight talk.
Every day of Jonathan's schedule is packed, meeting with voters, sitting down for press interviews, making phone calls, and researching conservative policies. For most of the last 2 years, Jonathan has been traveling tirelessly on what he calls his listening tour, meeting with thousands of Utah voters who are rejuvenated by and enthusiastic about his message.
Jonathan is committed to ending the Common Core mandate. His comprehensive education plan specifies moving decision-making to the local level, offers reading aids for 1st to 3rd grade classrooms, and reimburses teachers for up to $425 for classroom supplies. On the other hand, Governor Herbert brought Common Core to Utah and gave the Federal Secretary of Education veto power over Utah's education plan. The federal government owns more of Utah lands than any other state except for Alaska and Nevada. Unfortunately, 2/3 of our land are under federal control. Jonathan is committed to pushing back against this federal overreach and will fight the federal government for state ownership of our lands. State ownership means local control and decision making.
Jonathan opposes increasing the tax burden on Utah families and businesses and has pledged that as Utah's next governor, he will oppose and veto any attempt to raise taxes. As a businessman, he knows how to stretch a dollar while still providing quality service. Herbert's record has been in support of tax increases, including 3 tax increases in 2015 alone. Jonathan will enact a 2-term limit on governor and other statewide elected offices. Herbert favored term limits until they applied to him and he decided to run for a 3rd term.
Gary Herbert is a career politician who will say and do anything to stay in office for a 3rd term. His unethical fundraising meetings and political flip-flops since his 10% loss at the Republican State Convention demonstrate this. He does not have a vision for Utah, other than for him to stay in office for another 4 years. On the other hand, Jonathan Johnson is a principled businessman who helped build Overstock.com, which is a successful Utah-based business from the ground up. They employ nearly 2,000 Utahns and do approximately $2 billion in annual sales. He will make decisions based on correct principles, not on what is politically expedient.
If you agree with Jonathan that Utah can do it better, then we need you to get involved. You can help the campaign by writing a letter to the editor of your local paper, making calls from home, and canvassing your neighborhood, and simply talking to your friends and family about why you want to hire JJ. We need you to help carry the hashtag HireJJ momentum.
Utah can do it better, and Jonathan's conservative vision and new ideas will lead us there. Learn more about Jonathan at HireJJ.com, and don't forget to mark Johnson for Governor in the June Republican primary.